Today, we're going to look at two more of our artists that are featured down in the Bloomington History Room. And what we have here in front of us right now is a beautiful painting done of the Ballantine Mansion by Mike Kabele, who was art instructor at Lancaster for a long time, member of the Bloomington Methodist Church. And what is so unique and what we like so well is the perspective. You see two sides of the house here, and it really brings out the details. And Mike, of course, was known for doing a lot of gigantically large paintings of some famous mansions at one time over in Iowa. He said he had to kind of quit doing that because it really wasn't the market for anyone that wanted to get some of those. But he really did an excellent amount of work with everything that he did. And this is maybe at some time in the future, this might be our only reminder of the Ballantine Mansion. Depends what will happen in the future. A building like this takes a lot of maintenance, and things need to be redone quite often and everything like that to keep it going. But it certainly is outstanding. Goes back to 1870. The house, of course, under the supervision of Rick Uelhoven, he has adequately and correctly put the furnishings and so on that should be in the house that fit the period of time. And it makes a very beautiful type of tour. It is on the National Register, the house, so sometimes a tour does have to be given of the facility. But this is one of the artists that we really are very happy and proud to have, and it's one way of preserving some of our history. Next, we'll be going over to another location here in the room to visit another author, another writer and painter. This person, as you see in one of the pictures here, in fact, I took it a long time ago, so it is kind of faded there from the newspaper, but of Billy Schmit. And of course, he was known for doing lots of paintings and painting in people's houses and different things. And so he was really quite talented that way. Now, one of the, he really grew in his talents over the years. If you, an interesting note, if you see Bacardi on a painting, that was sort of like a pen name that he used as an artist, so that refers to him. And in his paintings, you'll see he ends his name with two T's, the letter T. But only one in his name, but that's the way he kind of always signed his paintings. One that I got at a St. Mary's Church auction. It belonged to another person. It featured the original St. Mary's Church, 1899. Now the rectory, the house still exists. It's moved down the street there, Congress Street. It was on the other side, but we won't worry about that part. It's still showing us what it was like. And we also see there in what looks sort of like a castle. That was when I helped Billy move from the apartments over above what is now Stop and Go over to the apartments in Brooklyn. I asked him, what are you going to do with that painting? It wasn't framed, it wasn't matted. And he said, well, are you interested? Oh, yes. And I liked anything that looked like castles. Now, whether it was some real place or not, I don't know. Never thought about asking him in time about that. And so he also did, this is kind of something unique here. It's a variety of scenes, and this was given to us by Pat Casey. And you see there a rocket ship. You see a scene from the old wagon days in the West, and kind of a sort of castle-like things that you might see in the Middle East or Far East somewhere. Also some Asian scene, it looks like. And so we see a little bit of everything there. He just seemed to enjoy doing those things. You see a blimp up there in the air. Just a kind of a curious thing. Just some of the different things that he would do or had in his mind to try. He was a very popular person for stopping by to watch him work when he lived in, that's where Mike and Pat Casey are now, but that was Evelyn Weist's house originally, and Billy Schmit lived in a room there, and in nice weather he'd be out on the porch working on paintings. So it was always fun to stop and see what he was doing. And one of his early ones over here, you can tell it is the Ballantine mansion, but it does show how he has changed, how he improved immensely, developed more talent and more description and so on in his paintings. And that's where you see Bacardi listed, and that refers to him. So if you see Bacardi, that means something that Billy Schmit did. And we have the newspaper picture. Of course, I was responsible for taking that. It's hard for me to remember the time, but we do have a relative brought in from the Pattersons a color print of what was in that painting, and it gives us some idea how very, very early Bloomington might have looked. Now we're keeping an eye out for anything else that might be offered for sale sometime, or if somebody would wish to donate to the history room, we would very much enjoy. We thought about, one time I thought about getting more things, but Billy's health changed rapidly. He was gone before, we thought we would have him for different years yet, but it's just one of those things that happened. And but we're still looking, waiting for other things that might show up, maybe at a church auction, whatever. And we do appreciate just another one of our very important local artists. We of course already had about Kathy Martin. We will do something on her again later on because she has several other paintings here. But this concludes our tour here of two of the other important artists.